Hello, hello. I am live. Hi, everyone. It's me, Denise Stegall, CEO and curator here at livinghealthylist.com. And I am your host this week of the Get What You Want workshop. And the whole reason why we're doing this is because I want to help you get what it is that you want out of life. Um, the plan really is to help you figure out what it is that you want, not what you don't want, but what you actually want. And then to give you to go through some obstacles. The last 2 days we went through a couple of different obstacles. Today we're going to really start looking at how you can take what you've learned by doing the action guides from the past few days and take that information and create a plan for yourself so you can actually start to move towards reaching those goals and getting what you want. So, like I said, today's day 4. We started the week on Monday with trying to figure out what it is that you want. Day 2, we talked about that inner critic, that really annoying voice that's in your head that can keep you from achieving your goals and reaching those things that you want. Yesterday, we talked about self-sabotage. Some people might think it's the same thing. It's similar, but it really is different. The inner critic is the person who's talking to you. The self-sabotage is actually behaviors that you do either consciously or are unconsciously that totally derail your goals, basically. And so that is something that is really, really important. So again, it's similar to inner critic, but it really actually has more to do with actions. So I want to say hi Jeannie, how are you today? Thank you for jumping in. It's always good to see you there. What else? So we talked about those 3 things. So we're on day 4. And today on day 4, we're going to basically up level things. We're going to up level your goals. And we're not aiming for smart goals. We're aiming for smarter goals. I mean, let's be real. Most of us, we've all heard of SMART goals, right? Every coaching program, every business program, everything I've ever done, we talk about SMART goals, right? SMART goals are those goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And so let's talk about that a little bit. And then I'll talk more about those smarter goals and why that making them smarter actually will help you to achieve your goals and attain those things that you want out of life a lot easier. So again, SMART goals starting with S, they need to be specific. I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. I want to lose 10 pounds, as opposed to, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the gym more often, or I need to lose some weight. Having a specific number or something that you can actually look at and say, okay, I've achieved that. I'm going to go to the gym more often. Well, if you're going once a week and you go twice, okay, fine. But it's inconsistent. Maybe you go 1 day, maybe you go 2 days, maybe you go 1 day a week. Who knows? Again, when you say I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week or 3 days a week, it's very specific, and you can actually check off that you actually did that. And that's kind of how one of the ways that you can achieve your goals is really knowing what they are, right? So number 2, they needs to be measurable. I want to lose a little bit of weight. How do you measure that? I guess there's an argument that, the size of my jeans feels better, whatever. And I get that, but how do you really measure, I want to grow my business profits. Okay, that's great. Compared to what? Compared to now, compared to last year. So you need to be able to measure your goals. Again, if it's, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes, you can actually see on your tracker, you walk for 30 minutes. So those things are really important. Another one, it needs to be attainable. Sometimes we have these goals that are just like, yeah, I'm going to lose, 25 pounds in 10 days and before I go to some event. And guess what? No, you're not. It doesn't work that way. So, attainable is, okay, in the next 10 days, I'm going to lose 3 pounds. Attainable. If you need to lose that 25 pounds, a couple things you got to remember. One, how long did it take you to gain that weight? And so, it took a little bit of time. So it's going to take a little bit of time to lose. Plus, so especially something like a diet, if you're losing weight, you're either not eating, and then you really are on a diet, and the word diet starts with the first three letters, DIE. Yeah, that's why it's a diet, because you want to die if you're on one, or you're always dying for some kind of food. Anyway, so attainable. Did I just say that? So attainable really is something that's kind of important, because I think so often we have these great grandiose goals, and they're great to have on the long term, but we're talking more here short term. Let's do smarter goals as what are we going to do this week? What are we going to do next month? What are we going to do in 3 months from now? What are you going to do 10 years from now? Who knows? It all depends on what you're doing this week, this month, in the next 3 months. So attainable. And I guess part of that is, it should be just outside of your comfort zone, but still attainable, but just a little past your comfort zone, because if it's outside your comfort zone, that's really where the genius happens, whether it's losing weight or growing your business or whatever it might be. Number four, letter R, is to be realistic. Again, one of the things I remember somebody asked me one day years ago, we were going to do this Broad Street run in Philadelphia, and it's 10 miles. It's a 10-mile stretch from where it starts to it ends down by the water. And I remember somebody asking me, like, are you going to run it? And I thought, there's no way I'm going to run this thing. I haven't run. I mean, this is actually before I started running. This was actually years before I started running. I'm like, no, I can race walk it. I can walk it. We had plenty of time, and it was more of a social thing, but to run it, there was no way. And so realistically, I knew I could walk the 10 miles. I had been walking, probably 5-6 miles at a time pretty regularly. And we had all day. It was a beautiful Saturday afternoon, so it wasn't a big deal. So realistically, my goal was to finish it in, I don't even remember, maybe it was 4 hours. And I don't even remember. I'm trying to think how long, if I was walking, if I could run 10-minute miles, if they were 20-minute miles. So yeah, say 4 hours was a good thing. And again, it was a beautiful Saturday. So had I said to myself, yep, I'm gonna get it done in an hour and a half. Totally unrealistic for somebody at the time who had not been running. So, realistic, you have to be realistic with yourself. When you're not, that's when, those goals kind of go out the window and you just feel frustrated. And instead of being closer to getting what you want, you're actually further and further away. And of course, the T in SMART is time bound, which is a kind of a weird word. I think it needs to have a time limit. That's really what I prefer to say. I have to remember that. It's time limit. When are you going to do this by? So if I just said, I want to lose 10 pounds eventually. When is eventually? Next year, next month, 20 years from now. So it really does, you do need to have a timeline. And so if you're looking to lose 10 pounds, it would be, I'm going to do this in 3 months. That's doable. If you do a pound a month, a pound a week, that's totally doable. It gives you enough time for a little bit of wiggle room too. But having a time limit or time frame is really important. Again, same thing, with, people who go back to college when they're older. They want to go back to college and they're going to take a class here and a class there. They could still be taking classes until they're 90 if they do it that way. But if they set a time frame, I want to go back to college, maybe it's only a 2 or 3 year program. They're not going to do it on a regular basis, but they need to say, what, I am going to do this in 3 years, or I'm going to do this in 4 years. Because again, otherwise it's, you take a class here and you take a class there and it never happens. So you really do, again, need to create that time frame for yourself. Excuse me. And I said earlier, we've all done this. We've done SMART goals. I think, like I said, I think with every program I've ever participated in, we do two things. Who is our best client avatar, and what are your SMART goals? And they're always good. Writing it down is good. Sharing it with somebody else is better. And sorry, my phone is binging. And but I think what happens is, we get kind of methodical about it, and that's kind of boring. Okay, yeah, I'm going to lose 5 pounds. I want to make more money. I want to make another $5,000 each month, whatever it might be. But if you're not excited about it, and this is the E for smarter, if you're not excited about it, then what's the point? It has to be compelling. If you say, your goal is you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, let me tell you, if that was my goal, that is not something that I would be excited about, because I don't get up till 6:30, 7 o'clock on a regular basis. And I don't mind that. For me to go to a gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's never going to happen. So I'm not excited about it. So it won't happen. So that's something that I think you have to really think about, is, again, it's that realistic piece, but it's something that has to light you up. It's absolutely something that you want to do. And again, not something somebody else wants you to do, but something that you want to do. And so I think when you get excited about a goal, like my goal, so for Living Healthy List, and I'm going to tell you about this goal in a few minutes. My goal was to have this program, this product that I have, rolled out by the end of May. And guess what? It's happening. I'm excited about it. I'm so excited about it. Like, every day I've worked hard. I've worked a lot more hours than I had hoped. I've learned more about techie stuff, like back ends of computer programs, than I ever thought I would need. But I'm so excited about this product that I did it. So exciting. So that's the E for smarter. And the last one is relevant. At one point a couple of days ago, I couldn't remember, what was the other R? Oh, right. Realistic. So they have to be realistic goals, but to make them smarter, they have to be relevant, and they have to be relevant, obviously, to you and exactly where you are in your life. You can't look at somebody else's life and say, measure yourself, although I know we always do, but you really can't measure yourself compared to where somebody else is in their life. And, kind of the season of your life. Because, like for me, if I said, I wanted to go to the gym 5 days a week, at 10 o'clock in the morning, I could do that. I don't have kids. My husband's at work at that time. The gym's not all that far. I can drive there. Pretty easy. If I had kids at home, could I do that? Absolutely not. Is that a bad thing for people who can't do that? No, it's just not something that's relevant in their world, in their life. And I think sometimes we can be so idealistic, right? We tend to do that, that we get kind of this, it's all or nothing mentality. And that's a bit of the perfectionism. I know we talk about that every now and then at Living Healthy List, or different programs and things that you hear. But that all or nothing mentality, that's got to go, because that really isn't relevant. Getting a little bit of what you want, getting closer, is so much better than getting nothing. And so, if you can go to the gym a couple of days a week instead of 5 days a week, maybe it's only for half an hour instead of an hour, that's relevant for you, then that's what you do. And so I think that's really important. The other thing too is to really be honest with yourself and know where you are in your life. So that season kind of thing. Let's see, Jeannie says, and sometimes you have to change due to your unforeseen circumstances and redo your plans. Absolutely. That's kind of the nice thing about having plans and having goals, is you can continually update them, upgrade them, change them, make them work for you. Not to the point where I'm saying you want to just, I didn't reach that goal, I'm going to write something else. But you absolutely have to change depending on what's going on in life at that time. And again, that's that kind of season of life. Sometimes things just happen. They come in, things come into your world that you're not expecting. So you have to kind of maneuver around that too, because that's part of life. If life was really easy and simple and everything was laid out the way or worked out the way you laid it out, man, wouldn't that be great, right? But that's not how life works. And as Mark always says, it's an adult world. And so sometimes we have to make those adult decisions. And if that adult decision is, I can't go to the gym today, I'm going to have to do it another day, then that's the adult decision. It's not, well, I can't go today. This thing came up and totally is going to take me out of my routine. And so why bother? So again, that's that all or nothing mentality. And that never works for anyone. So when it comes to goals and smarter goals, before I started coaching, and obviously before I created Living Healthy List, I was looking for some direction for me, and I needed help mapping out my goals. It was one thing to write them down, but it was another to have somebody else work with me to kind of give me those prompts or those steps, or some days it was a kick in the pants, quite honestly. So I was looking to hire a coach. And even when I was doing this, and gosh, I'm going back quite a few years now. I don't even know, 8 years. Maybe that's when I was looking for a coach 6 years ago. There were a lot of coaches online, a lot of sales pages. We know everybody has a sales page, pick me, buy my stuff. And these sales pages are great. I mean, some of them, you kind of look through, they've got these cool videos, these cool colors, these awesome graphics. And, marketing, sometimes people can say things that totally sound like they're talking to you. That's really what we try to do in marketing, right? We want to say to you, we understand you, and this is why. And I would say as a coach, most of us really are genuine when we say that, because everybody has their different story. We all come from a different place. But the challenge for me was like, so many these coaches sounded really great. They had some great testimonials. But my challenge really was like, how did I know, based on what I needed or what I wanted, that their program or their coaching was really what was right for me? And truly, I was looking for direction for my business. I did need some coaching. I needed to take steps to move forward, get through the money blocks and that imposter syndrome, because we all have that. And truly, it got so overwhelming. Truly, again, how do you pick somebody if you've never talked to them before? Which is actually why connection is a big part of Living Healthy List. We give you lots of information, but we give you the ability to connect with our coaches as well. And for free. But so truly, it was impossible. And at that time, I ended up choosing a coach who I did not jibe with. And unfortunately, I signed a 12-month contract and was locked into this 12-month contract with this person who I did not like. I did not like their coaching style. It was an expensive and very, very painful experience. I don't know that I learned anything from that person other than I'll never do that again. So when I started coaching, I vowed that I would never, ever make anybody feel like that. This person made me feel stupid because I had paid for coaching a type of coaching that I thought I was getting, but she says, oh, well, this is the kind of coaching I do instead. Whether that was me misunderstanding or her changing, I don't know. But it really was not what I wanted or needed. And so I felt stupid. I was embarrassed. I was angry. I mean, I was spending this money, but I wasn't getting the coaching that I needed. So at Living Healthy List, like I said, we connect you with those experts and those coaches and that consultants who all agree with me. Before you hire someone, you need to at least talk to them once. Maybe the best thing to do is to do one of their free programs, but you still need to have a connection. It's so much better for the client and the coach to get a feel for one another before you delve into a long-term commitment. And so that is why, drumroll please, I am really excited to announce the launch of Living Healthy List Academy. So in the Academy, we've brought together introductory courses from a number of our experts, our Living Healthy List experts. And again, our experts are basically handpicked by me We go through an interview process. Most of my experts are either first degree of separation connections. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, first degree of separation connections, or second degree, where I know these people, I've worked with them, and then second degree was one of those people has referred these experts to me. And again, just because somebody refers them to me doesn't mean that I invite them to participate in Living Healthy List, because there really has to be, we have to all be on the same page about why we are coaching and why we're doing this. And first and foremost, it's about education, it's about information, and it's about helping people, providing value. And how do you learn from a coach if you've never, how do you have a relationship with a coach if you've never worked with them? Well, on the academy, you get the experience from, you get to know the coach, you get to experience how they talk. That is such a big part of learning from somebody. A few months back, a friend of mine was doing a talk for at a I don't even know what the talk was for, but it was for a program for a coach that she had been working with. And I didn't know this coach. Hadn't listened to her before, and that I had signed up and said, I would listen because my friend was giving one of the talks. And I got to tell you, in the first 2 seconds, maybe first minute, I decided I hated this lady. I didn't like her voice. I didn't like the way she spoke. I didn't like the way she talked, and her edge. And if that's the way she spoke, that was the way her training was going to be. So that I know I will never train with that lady. I will never study under her because I didn't like the way she spoke. She was a little crass. She was really loud. She was kind of, in my opinion, obnoxious. And maybe that's fine for some people, but it's not me. And if that's not who I want to, if I'm not going to connect with that person, I'm certainly not going to get anything from it. So one, it's about getting to hear that coach, learning how they teach. I think that's really important. And then of course it's getting that one, like kind of, I always think of them as college 101 introductory courses. So Lori Bryant Woolridge, she has a program called Know Love, KNOW. And it's a self-love course. And it's a short course. I think it's four modules. But what's amazing about this is you may not find Lori online. She does so much of her coaching through, or she gets many of her clients through referrals. So she's not very much on Facebook. And so you might never find her. And so that's one of the great things about the Academy is you get to connect with these coaches, learn a little bit about how they work, absolutely learn from them. And again, these are like 101 courses. So like it's kind of that next touch point. So you can go on Living Healthy List and meet or read the information, the blog posts, our library, listen to the podcast, all of those great things that are in there. And you can even connect right from livinghealthylist.com. You can connect with an expert. If you've read their blog post and you want to say, hey, this was a great blog post, go for it, go do that. The next step, of course, is, if you've read something from someone and you like the way they talk, you like what they said, why not go that next step further? They can really help, and that can help you bring those smarter goals into fruition. Because it's one thing is writing goals down, writing those smarter goals down is one thing, but taking those steps and making the plan to get closer and closer to achieving them, that's what Living Healthy List Academy can do for you. And that's what our experts can do for you. So I want you to go to academy.livinghealthylist.com and check it out. We've got, right now we have 12 courses that are up and running. There's a free course in there. These are all right now, they're introductory prices. Yep, I believe they're all at introductory prices right now. And the cool thing with them is, when you get a course, when you pay for a course, you get lots of bonuses. We have included in pretty much all of the courses. So when you buy a course, you get the framework for making 5 dinners in an hour and eating healthy all week long. That's part of a program that I put together couple of years ago, and I used to run with live in someone's kitchen. We would cook for an hour and then, pack food up, and they'd have delicious meals for the week. So you get that. Also, we have Living Healthy List Dining Guide, the Eat This, Not That guide, and a couple of other fun freebies that come with the courses. So I just think when it comes to goals and goal setting, that's a great start. And I want you to start there. But I also want to help you get to that next level and do more than just write down those goals. And at Living Healthy List Academy, we can help you do that. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to send me a message either in Facebook, here on StreamYard. Send me a message and put a message in the comment section. If you're watching this on YouTube, the replay, or this one, I guess we are live on YouTube as well. If you have questions there, shoot me a comment there and I'll be happy to answer. You can always go to livinghealthylist.com and you can connect with me there. The email form there comes directly to me, to my email. And again, go check it out. Again, the website is academy.livinghealthylist.com. And let's see how we can help you get those smarter goals, more than just written down, but actually to get those smarter goals to work towards a plan so you can move closer and closer to getting what it is that you want. I want to thank you so much for being with me again today. Again, questions, let me know. I will be happy to answer them. I'm really excited about the launch of the Academy. Academy will be growing. I have 3 new courses that should pop up in the next week or so, and we'll just be continually growing the Academy. So this isn't something that I want you to check out once. I want you to check it out on a regular basis. I mentioned Lori's course, Michelle the Money Boss. She's got a great course. It's a short course, but it's about financial freedom, basically. How do you get closer to reaching those goals? How do you get closer to what you want when it comes to your financial health? Definitely check that one out. I've got my course there is called Reconnect to Health. And that is a 6-week program that gives you, a success guide, but it gives you the recipes and the menus and the shopping lists. It also is included in that is an exercise component, a movement component. I think there's something else that I can't think of. But again, in this program that I think is it's $47, you get all of these extra pieces. So those are just 3 of the courses that are on Living Healthy List Academy now. And as I said, they'll be growing. We're going to be introducing more and more content. And the whole reason we do this is to help you get what you want out of life. Thank you again. Until tomorrow, I'll be here again tomorrow, 1:30 Central Standard Time. Until then, I will leave you with this: healthy living, happy life.